Sir Christopher Francis Candidini, Lee.
You know that he has ancestors that lead back to Charlemagne?
Yes.
Did you know that he was in like the Secret Service for the British Secret Service, like
the OSS?
Yeah, OSS, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, there was a movie where somebody gets stabbed, and Christopher Lee corrected the director on how it actually sounds.
It was with the stabbing in the back?
Yeah. And he said, no, it sounds a little bit like that. He corrected. Yeah.
So the man knows how someone dies.
Yeah. He did some wet work, up close and personal.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Real deal. Sir Christopher Lee, right? Sir?
All right.
Should be a sir.
So, and he deserves to be a sir.
Yeah.
All right. So he's the only actor his generation has starred in so many films and cult movies. He's known for playing Dracula, right? Tons of villains. He was in The Man with the Golden Gun. He was the bad guy in that, right?
Yes.
He was Count Dooku in Star Wars: Revenge of the Clones, right? He was the title monster in Hammer movies like The Mummy, right?
Frankenstein.
Yeah. Let's see. He trained as an actor while I was in the Army at their charm school, right? And
Charm.
Probably where they, probably the fans, that's probably where all the regular guys in the Army made fun of them, Oh, you're going to the acting school, right? He was in, a bunch of movies early in his career, right? Corridor of Mirrors. He was in Hamlet. Wow, Lawrence Olivier Hamlet. Moulin Rouge, the original, not the musical, right? And but he didn't do many horror movies until later, right? Then in the 50s, right, he did a bunch of horror movies, right? His first time playing the monster was Curse of Frankenstein, right? And that led him to be signed for more roles for Hammer Films, right? And then it was Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and a ton of films, right? The Horror of Dracula, right? The Mummy, right? And then he continued in Dracula and Hammer with the Hound of the Baskervilles, right? He was in The Face of Fu Manchu, Nothing But the Night, To the Devil, a Daughter, right? On and on and on. He was in The Three Musketeers and The Four Musketeers. That was the one, the one that was, God, what was his name? The guy that was in Logan's Run.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, I can't think of his name. But he was D'Artagnan. Michael York, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Christopher Lee was one of the...
he was one of the bad guys.
He was one of the bad guys, yeah.
Badass guys. Yeah. Bad.
Right. And then he was also in The Man with the Golden Gun. So he was in the second one.
Wow. Yep.
Right. And then he was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory recently, right?
Yes.
And he was, right. And then in 2001, he was named a commander of the Order of the British Empire, where he was knighted. He was knighted the Bachelor in the Queen's birth. He was knighted. He was created a Knight Bachelor, right? In the Queen's Birthdays Honors List for services in drama and charity. He also became commander of the Order of St. John in 1997, right? And then he died in 2015 of respiratory. Wow.
Do you have a favorite Christopher Lee movie?
I'm still going to go with Strange Brew.
Yeah?
I loved him in Strange Brew, right? Now, fast fact, right? Sir Christopher Lee said about this movie, some of the films I regret. Some of the films I've been in, I regret making. I got conned into making these pictures in almost every case by people who lied to me. Some years ago, I got a call from my producer saying they were sending me a script that five very distinguished American actors were also going to be in the film. Actors like Jose Ferrier, Dean Yager, and John Carradine. Well, I thought that'll be right by me. Then it turned out it was a complete lie. Apparently the film was called The End of the World. As I know it. Well, he even hated being in the movie. It's pretty sad. And he was in a boatload of movies, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
He was one of those we were talking previously about actors that work.
yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Lee.
And he was kind of guy, right, that I was reading more in his biography, right, that if he owed somebody a favor, he would do a bit part, right? Or if he just liked that person, that they worked together, he would always do a bit part. And then he would get those guys to be in his movie.
Yes.
So that's where him and John Carradine and,
Peter Cushing.
Him
and Peter Cushing were very good friends.
God, they're tight.
And a story about Horror Express is that Peter Cushing was mourning the death of his wife, and Christopher Lee talked him into coming along and being in the movie Horror Express.
Wow.
Yeah, to help him over his grief.
Wow. So, hey, my wife dies, I'll do a horror movie. Okay. Well, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right.